Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu. I'm bringing out this video of me going over a storage solution. I'm going to add this to my CulBlu unboxing series. I don't know what I call it. But essentially there was a request for my storage solution for Dday Omaha Beach. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that video because I thought I might have done it in my unboxing video, but I think in my unboxing video I was workshopping it. But here's my final storage solution. So let me go and get our background music started because you know I love background music here. And we get that going. I don't like that song. I mean, that song's fine. It's just any song with like intense hi-hats ends up being a lot to listen to over time. But as far as everything goes, this is my D-Day at Omaha Beach. I did do a playthrough of this one, and I do plan on doing another playthrough. I don't know when. Just at some point, it's on my list. Just like doing another playthrough of Warfighter Vietnam, and eventually I want to do another playthrough of World Order. But giant games aside, oh, also Stellar Horizons 2. Pretty much all the games I've done a playthrough of, the giant ones. I want to do another playthrough of those eventually. But this one is on my list for one day in the probably more distant future than the other games I named. But I do want to go over my storage solution because it was asked, hey, CulBlu, what's your storage solution for this? So, I mean, outside of here, we have some of the printouts that I used that I learned about during my playthrough that were really immensely helpful. I don't remember exactly which printout it was. I was hoping it would be listed. But I'll list it in the comments, so you can go check out the comments, and you'll be able to find the BGG links to that. But this was very useful. There's also a booklet that somebody made that also went over all the rules, and it has some of the rules that I missed as well. So if I do when I do another playthrough of Dday Omaha Beach, I'll have that one handy too. And oh, I do live stream here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's CulBlu. And I mostly mention that because Time Roller's here in the chat. Hello, Time Roller. Welcome. See, Time Roller just said, hey, CulBlu, what's your storage solution? My storage solution is all of them. No, but for Dday Omaha Beach specifically, I use pretty much everything is Cube4Me as far as what I have in here. And Cube4Me, they make a lot of stuff. I learned about them because of Mr. President. When Mr. President came out, I was looking for a storage solution for that. And somebody linked in the Board Game Geek forum. It's like a small Polish company from my understanding of it, or some country outside of the United States is the main thing. I think they're Polish, but don't quote me on that. But they make a lot of stuff. Also, this video is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by them. If they ever want to sponsor me, I'm all for it. But for right now, I just like talking about their stuff because they make good stuff. So as far as my cards, I do have them sleeved in GameGenic. I'm also not sponsored by GameGenic, but I do have GameGenic matte sleeves, and they're finally back in print, thank goodness, because I was getting very worried that they would never show back up. Oh, actually, I lied. These aren't GameGenics. No, these are GameGenics. These are not the GameGenic matte sleeves I was referring to, though. These are just GameGenic sleeves for, I think it's American size? I don't remember. But yeah, cards, I have them sleeved because I want to preserve my games, and I use these Cube4Me boxes. These are, I was trying to look up everything. I had to look up the tray because I couldn't figure out which tray it was. But these are the, let's see, I ordered a few of these last time. These are the, man, I thought I had it. Are these ones? Yeah, this is ones. These are the sleeve-friendly standard card trays, 16 millimeter in height, so they can hold 44 cards. So I have a few of these, 3 of these. You don't really need 3 of these if you're okay with cards floating around, or you can just rubber band your cards. Some people do that. I find that scary, so I'm not doing that myself. But these are big enough to fit the sleeve cards here for the Dday Omaha Beach. I needed 3 of them, so 2 of them to hold the stack of cards and 1 extra to kind of hold the extras. I keep these cards separate. Actually, I don't know why I keep these cards separate. Did they just not fit? Oh, okay, never mind. I take it back. I think I needed 3. Okay, yeah, you need 3 of these if you're going to do that approach. They do have, Cube4Me does have a bigger one, but I think the bigger one won't really fit because if you look here, the height, there's already a little bit of box lift because of the rule books and stuff, but the height is like right on, like right bang on with that, if not a little bit higher. So these are as tall as you can probably get. You can probably get the slim ones because they do have slimmer ones. You might have to use more of them. I don't really like doing that because the way I have my storage in here, these are not really like sitting flat, so to speak, because there's ridges on these, and we'll get to the token display or the chit display tray in a second. But essentially, they don't really like sit flat. Is what I'm trying to say. So I was trying to get it to where they sit kind of in between the rubber bands, and there's not a lot of wiggle room. Like I can maybe fit 1 more here if I really wanted to. Actually, can I? I mean, kinda. So you could fit like 6 of these and not have this. But that just depends on how you want to approach it. Anyway, moving on from there though, this I just have, these are just little bits. These are counting bits. Those are from Amazon. I don't remember exactly what those are, but I want to say these are like, I don't know, 8mm cubes that I got. I got 2 sets of the clear ones, and I just put a bunch of them in here because I ended up needing these to kind of mark when Big Red 1 is going, or when the green and the blue are going, or the gray and the blue, sorry. Gray and the blue? Yeah, gray and the blue. Or the other division. I forgot the actual numbers. But this was very helpful in saying, okay, this person's activated, that person's activated, that person's activated, and keeping track of that. And I use the thumbs here. These are thumbs that Cube4Me also sells. So everything's Cube4Me except for the cubes here in my sleeves. But these are thumbs that the Cube4Me also sells. And these thumbs are pretty nice. I think Heavy Cardboard introduced me to these ones. So shout out to Heavy Cardboard. We're from Heavy Cardboard and the crew. But these thumbs are really nice because they're nice to show like, hey, I've taken my action, I've taken my action. Because you usually take 2 actions per side. So it's nice to keep track of that, especially when your actions are very sprawling and you got a lot of self-preservation moves. So these are really nice. I mean, you don't really need them. You can use like any like coins or something, but I like using the thumbs, and I happen to have them, the blue and the red. So I use that. And this is another Cube4Me tray. This is the one that they have for their, check the description. You'll see all the things in there. I'll be sure to link in the description which one's which. But these are the, I didn't order one of these recently, did I? Yeah, I have my order page here. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. But these are the dual tray one. It'll be in the description. Check out the description for the YouTube comment later. If you're watching on Twitch, my apologies. I can't give you the exact name right now. But these are nice because it just held everything. And I can just kind of keep my blue and the red here. It just acts as like a storage tray. And also, you know, just kind of like keeping things organized on the table. So yeah, this is just, it just worked out that way. All right, so that's it for that. Let's get on to the main event that we all care about. There's no other storage down here, it's just the board. The board is just that thick, taking up basically half the box. But over here, these are the Cube4Me, what's the official name for these? These are the Cube4Me counter trays. These are the Cube4Me counter trays. I don't know which ones these are. These are, because they have a few different rows. Is this a 10-row one? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, so this is a 10-row one. All right, so I got the right one highlighted. These are the small 17mm counter trays. Cube4Me has a few other ones. So it just depends on which size you want and how much extra wiggle room you need. But the counter trays here, these ones are perfectly fine. And they worked out for me. The newer ones, because Cube4Me does, I think they discontinued or stopped making ones like with as tight of a tolerance. Because as you see, I think the slot here is 17mm, but the chit is 16mm. They made ones with like a little bit more wiggle room, so you can actually like pick them up from the top. I could go get up and get it, but I'm not gonna. But essentially, they have some of those, and I have some of the newer ones versus the older ones. But the older ones work perfectly fine, and I like it's nice compact, and it holds all the pieces there. You can fit from end to end, I think it's 8 chits per side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8. So 16 chits per row. So you can fit 160 chits in here. And as far as how I have mine organized, I have 3 different trays, and I did it this way because I was trying to use my brain to figure out what made sense for what, or to organize what and where. So for this tray is going to be essentially the clear tokens, as well as, oh man, that's blurry. Sorry, I just switched over to peek at my stuff. I guess it's not that blurry. It's fine. It'll be fine. But this tray is essentially the clear tokens, like the action tokens. The garrisons are here. The disrupted markers are here for both the U.S. and the other side, the Germans. The action taken, the turn, yeah, just miscellaneous markers that you would use at some point. So I have those on one tray. And then on the next tray, this is the main tray. On this tray, I kind of have everything organized in order that makes sense for deployment. So I really only ever played the first waves. So I only played the first half of the game. I never really played the second half of the game. I want to maybe do a video of me playing the second half, and also ultimately I want to try to do a video of me playing the full game, but I really want to see if I can convince Bear to play it with me or another friend, so I can do 2-player and have the decision space, because there's a lot of decision space in this game despite the straightforwardness of everything. But over here on the left hand side, these are the wounded markers. So these are whenever you have a casualty, or a wound, and you still have the chit, those are over here. And I put these ones in order. I try to put these in alphabetical order. That way it's a little bit easier to find things a little bit quicker. So you'll see here is A116, A118, A11 or A115, A1116, so on and so forth. So I had those in alphabetical order to the best of my ability, from top to bottom, left to right. Down here, the hero markers, and then down here are just kind of the rest of them. Again, attempting to do alphabetical order. And the reason why is because whenever something dies, so let's say, for instance, this chit, which is a H2-116, whenever this one needs to lose another step, so it needs to go from 2 steps down to 1 step, I need to go find H2-116. So it's easier for me to alphabetically say, okay, H is right here, so H2-116. It just helps with the search process. So that's why I had those in alphabetical order. Now for these guys, I had these in deployment order, and I forget which one's left, and well, I assume dark green is left and lighter green is right. Or this is the hold on. This is the eastern side, and this is the western side, because we're invading from heading up into the beach. So north is behind us is what I'm trying to say. So as a result, I try to get these divided in a way that it's easy to tell which side is which, and it really helps with trying to, one, if I'm trying to keep track of it and play both sides, like I said, playing the first waves, where you just play the first 16 rounds of the first half of the game, but you're playing both sides. And this lets me know, okay, on wave 1, all of these units need to go, and on wave 1, on the other side, all those units need to go. This is the only exception because there's a lot of them. And then on wave 3, this side goes and this side goes. Like, these units get deployed over there, these units get deployed over there. And then on wave 4, these units get deployed over there, these units get deployed over there, so on and so forth. And I tried to put these in order by letter, but I kind of gave up because if you can set it up beforehand, it makes the game easier to play, but they're not exactly in alphabetical order. So let me zoom in even closer. So you can kind of see here, this is like ER2, FG5, FG4. So there's my hair. Oh, well, my hair is going to be everywhere, so you're just going to have to deal with it. There you go. Let's get that out of the way. Trying to steal the show here, I see. But it would be ideal for me to do something like this, like FG4, so ER2, FG4, FG5, so I can kind of know quickly, okay, this goes here, this goes there. But you end up doing a lot of searching and placing anyway, so it's like, I gave up on keeping it in order. Like you can see here, this is all kinds of chaos down here, especially towards the end. But that's how I do that for the deployment of the chits. And then I essentially just continue that on the next page. So again, left-hand side, this is mostly just like whenever you have losses. These are the weaker versions of those units over there. And then here's like just some hero markers because I need those occasionally. And then here's the rest of the markers, rest of the bits and chits and bits. And then on this page, I have for the second half of the game, the bigger units. So trying to follow the same pattern or similar pattern. So we have things here for the east side, things here for the west side. And they're kind of divided. Oh, well, that's out of order. Yeah, they're kind of divided by their numbers there. And I think down here, I just kind of put them all in one row because I was trying to preserve space. And then outside of that, I have my death markers. So Cube4Me has a suggestion. If you go to Cube4Me, they have a suggestion for Dday at Omaha Beach stuff. And they suggest that you use one of their multi-trays. And fine, I'll get up. I'll get up and go grab one. But they suggest you use one of their 24 pit trays or 20 pit trays and just kind of put the pieces there. And while that might work for like the depth markers and stuff, I don't think that really works for literally anything else because you want to be able to kind of quickly find your pieces, and the more order you can kind of keep them in, the better. So, geez. All right, well, this is more of an invention than I was expecting. All right, we did it. We made it. No worries, we're getting there. Okay, back to the table. So we have, hopefully I didn't mute the mic on accident. That would be very awkward if I did. Okay, all right, oh, nope, cool. I can still hear myself. Hey, all right. So Cube4Me suggests that or recommends that you use one of their 24-bit trays. I think it's 2420. So I'm trying to get it separated out here because it's all together and whatnot. Here we go. So I just have them all stacked up here. I have a number of them, so it'll be more effort than I'm willing to put in to like kind of divide them. I do try to order these in bulk, mostly because they take forever to get here. They take like 2, sometimes 3 months to ship. from the time I order to the time that they actually arrive is about 2 to 3 months. So I try to order these in bulk. So as a result, you're seeing like my stack of these that I have in the reserves. But essentially, Cube4Me suggests that you use a tray like this with one of the tops. And you know that might work. Like you can say, okay, wave 1 pieces go here, wave 2, wave 3, and then like you can do east and west, and you can do like east and west and all that stuff. But the problem that I have with that is I kind of want to see the bits and chits, and this ends up being a lot more chaotic than I think it should be. So this was an option that I think happened before Cube4Me even made these trays, because I don't think Cube4Me had these trays yet when they made their Dday at Omaha Beach storage suggestion. So that's just me saying, if you go to Cube4Me and you just look up the game Dday at Omaha Beach, they'll have this suggestion, which this is probably fine, but I really like having my bits and pieces organized, especially when there's so many chits in here. So it's just really useful and really helpful. So the reason I was bringing up this though was mostly because of this tray. And these do stack, which is nice. Well, I'm not gonna stack it here for visual clarity, but because of these pieces here for the mobile depth markers and the building depth markers and all of the different enemy markers, it's reasonable to have them all kind of just in there so you can like easily like kind of mix it up and just pull, and that's useful. But I'm okay with just putting them all, like, you know, going through the process of putting them all down, face down, and just kind of moving on with having them like that. To kind of help myself, because you do need to randomize the German markers here, what I did was I used a label printer as well, and I labeled kind of the row. So I tried to keep them like, you know, okay, here's where the WN crew artillery go, and they had the little dot. So I put like a little picture there. I got my label printer to do that. And okay, I'll zoom in closer here. I got my label printer to kind of put a little photo. So it's not the best quality photo, but it's just enough so I can know what symbol it is. And that's really helpful in keeping things organized. So I know these are the WN artillery markers here, and that goes on this row. And I know, for instance, this row is the German infantry T. There should be 9 of them. This can only fit 8, so this is the 9th one here. And if I flip it over, sure enough, it has the little T right there. And then I know that this is these are the 8 M's. So I can do that without having to like flip them over and say, which one's this, which one's that, and get them mixed up on accident. These are the D's. So it just happened to work out to where they all fit in a way that was cozy, and I was able to send them out that way. And again, for these markers, because there's 3 or 4 different type of different type of markers for the little box with the X on them. I have them labeled on the tray there. So it's kind of, like I said, label printer, just kind of stuck it in there. And that's helpful for saying, okay, which one is this? This is the M's, okay. And I can kind of shuffle this row knowing that all these are the M's and put them in their appropriate spot. Sorry, I don't know if you saw me point at that, but shuffle this row and make sure that they're all put into the right spot. For the W and depth markers, I mean, they're just there face down, and same thing for the mobile depth markers and the building depth markers. So that's how I have it organized. This tray is just the setup depth markers. When I'm actually playing the game, this tray is mostly empty because I have all the pieces in their respective spots. And that's how that goes. This tray is the main tray that if you watch my playthrough, you might have seen me flash this on the screen a number of times, but it's like, this is the tray I was kind of pulling from, my little artist canvas, if you will, or easel. What's the thing called that the artist holds where they get their paint from? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But that's what I put there. And then this one you saw occasionally flash on the screen where I had my clear markers and my garrisons and my disrupted and all that stuff. But it just makes it so much easier to have it all. Oh, and this when you do order these from Cube4Me, just know that you will need a lid. A lid can be literally an empty, just an empty one of these. So this is a different size one. I think this is the like 14 or 12 millimeter one that they had. And these pieces don't fit in there. So make sure you get the right sizes, of course. Definitely consult the rule book if you can, or consult the BGG forum to see what size your chits are, so you don't order a whole bunch of these and get the wrong size. But you can use this as a lid. So it literally just goes on top. It is ideal if you get the same size because it kind of slots better. If you look on the back, it has these ridges, and these ridges like kind of goes in. So there's a little bit of depth. I'm trying to show that, yeah, like it's like you can like stick your nail in there or something. So it's better if those line up because then it's less risk of the pieces kind of accidentally lifting out and kind of floating around, which I haven't really seen that happen much, but I mean, it could happen, I suppose. But for this is fine. Like, I just kind of put that there. And then they do have these xBands that they sell as well for Cube4Me. Again, I'm not sponsored by Cube4Me, I promise. It's just they make products that I'm using, so I'm just like, hey, I'm happy to talk about it. But these xBands, and I think they sell these in pairs, so you get two a piece, and they have these very convenient divots over here, where the bands will kind of sit and rest, which I appreciate. You don't need to use those, but that's nice that they're there. And you can use any old rubber band if you have one. I was shocked because when I first ordered these, you know, I think one came for like 5 of them or something, and I had a bunch of extra trays because I was hoping to like use like 3 or 4 trays at a time. And I didn't have any rubber bands in my house, is what I'm trying to say. So I ordered like a ton of these afterwards. So I have a bunch of these just kind of sitting in one of my boxes on standby if I ever need a rubber band for something. But these are the Cube4Me token display trays. Let me get the official name. Cube4Me 17mm counter trays. And again, they'll be in the comments. So it'll be in the description, so check out the description if you want to find out more information about those and get a direct link to it. It is not an affiliate link. Again, if Cube4Me does want to sponsor me, that'd be great. I'm all for that, but I'm probably going to keep buying the stuff anyway, so I guess I shouldn't say out loud if I'm trying to market it, huh? But that's kind of what my storage solution is for Dday Omaha Beach, and it worked out really well. I'm able to basically get the game on the table. It helps things move a lot faster because I don't have to organize chits before I start. My cards, I kind of shuffle them all together and get going. And these little bits and cubes, like I said, these are nice addition, nice quality of life thing. So I don't accidentally, move somebody twice or forget to do my second action or forget that, oh man, this round there was something happened and I only have 1 action instead of 2. So I can easily get that set. So that's going to be pretty much it though. This is the Dday Omaha Beach. As you see, my box does have a bit of lift because everything is basically flush to the top, as I was referring to before. So there's box lift, which is unfortunate. You can probably solve that if you want to go for the slim card trays and use more of those. I mean, there's ways you can kind of manage it, but for me, this is how I ended up having my storage solution or exist in this current day and age. So that is, yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully this is useful. Like I said, or if I didn't say it before, I'll say it now. Somebody asked, hey, CulBlu, what's your storage solution? In a YouTube comment, so I wanted to make a video for that because it's pretty straightforward to do. I thought I did a storage solution explanation in my unboxing video, but that was me workshopping one. And this is where my storage solution is now, and this is where it probably exists forever. So this is it. So this is that. So hopefully that's been useful and helpful. Hopefully it kind of gets you some ideas on how you might want to store yours. They do have other Dday at Omaha or Dday games like Dday at Perlu, Dday at Tarwa. I don't know how to pronounce those properly, but I suppose you can use the same storage solution for those. I don't have those ones. I have this one, and this one is good enough for me because man, is this game epic in its scale and size and length. So I don't know. I don't know if I have the heart to even try the other ones, to be honest. But yeah, so that's gonna be it though. Thank you very much for checking out the video. Let me know in the comments what you all think. And if I do forget to put the things in the description, please feel free to throw a comment and I'll like, oh shoot, yeah, you're right, I forgot to do that. I will try to remember when I'm editing the video and putting timestamps to do that. But that's it. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you all whenever.